in relation to that data centre that you highlighted, 850 million, or if I remember correctly, in Athen Roy, that I think a lot of lessons have to be learned in relation to the outcome of scenarios like that. And I'll put on the record again, you know, I look at a site in my own constituency in Askeaton, County Limerick. There's a business park there of 130 acres, if I'm not mistaken. And that would be of prime, I would understand, prime location for data centres, giving, as I mentioned last year, the move towards 5G and automated driving. We're going to need big acreage data centres that are in a place that's environmentally, or I suppose climate-wise, are stable. And also where we have all the major IT infrastructure providers here in the country, the likes of the major that will be involved in the networks, the servers, everything that set this up, all the headquarters are here. So I think this is, you know, future-wise and future-proofing and sustainability. This is a market that we can go after. And I'm putting the spoke in here in relation to Askeaton, because that business park has been empty since I was a child. That was put together when I was a child, and it's still empty. There's nothing being put in there. Down through the years, there's been proposals in relation to smaller, more indigenous businesses going in there, and obviously I believe because it was for a foreign direct investment site that it wanted to be given that capability and that not to be tampered with. And we've seen booms and busts since, and that site is still empty. So I think, you know, if you're looking for ideas in relation to what to do and to attract business in here, that is a site of prime example for a data centre and a major data centre in County Limerick. And what I would ask is that we would put our heads together and formulate a process that we do not repeat the mistakes of the past. If we were gladly to get another investor to come into the likes of Askeaton, that there would be a roadmap or a road plan there, or some sort of marketing approach in relation to that that could help that site. You know, it's how you market these things as well. I mean, if that site in Askeaton is being marketed as a site that, look, here's a site, it's a free-for-all, as opposed to actually really tailoring and targeting a particular sector, it may help. But I know for the people of County Limerick, it's a question that has been asked for years and years, like, why is there not a business in there? Because that has been facilitated. I think it was in the 1980s that was put together, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd like if that could be taken on board, and obviously to welcome the Minister as well.
Thank you, Deputy. Mr. Shanahan.
Yeah, thank you very much, Deputy. Firstly, I think once the Apple case is finished, I think there will be, as you said, lessons to be learned from it. I think, obviously, we're already aware of some of those lessons. As both the Minister and I have outlined, there are a number of actions now in train which should obviate a similar circumstance happening again, and they are obviously changes to the planning procedures, and particularly to help to provide certainty in relation to the timing outcome of decisions, rather than trying to influence the decision itself, obviously. Secondly, in relation to data centres, I absolutely agree that data centres represent an opportunity for Ireland. It is something that IDA continue to market. We have been very successful in recent years in attracting multiple data centres from multiple different global brand names. We are currently undertaking a national exercise to identify the most suitable sites that have particularly power available to them, and the necessary utilities in order that are ready for data centre occupation. In relation to the Askeaton site, we will take your comments on board, and in relation to Limerick more generally, as you will know, Limerick has benefited significantly in the last 2 years in particular, where we have seen significant investment going into Limerick, certainly more than the past in Limerick, and probably more than any other region at this point through the marketing efforts that we've undertaken.
And to share that, I think quarter 3 2017, I think Limerick's got a 43% increase in the index. It's one of the top performers at the moment, but I just don't want to take the foot off the pedal. And I recognise that. I'm not having a go with you on that. But the Askeaton side is something I know myself when I was a councillor down through the years. We were just harping on, and successive governments. This is through all successive governments. as to why. But I recognise now, particularly on the Shannon, I think you need, for data centres, you need clear running water as well. I think that's one of the big, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and
obviously utility is important, but particularly power and the availability.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the power generation is right beside it as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Deputy Collins.